All right, everybody, I'm really excited. We've got BK here. BK is a fantastic speaker. He's got a powerful message. I know he's going to inspire you. He's going to get your mind thinking about how you can make a difference in your own life by taking action today. So please welcome BK.
Thank you, Tom.
Love you, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you all. I have a question for you. Do you know what is the connection between a lobster, pig farmer, and a high school wimp? Well, sit back and I'll get you going. My name is Bojan Simendic. Everybody call me BK. I come from a little country called Serbia. Serbia used to be part of the big country Yugoslavia, but in '92 started falling apart. By '99 it would fall apart in 7 different countries. You know, Serbia is now so small that you can go around the country on a scooter in a day, twice. I'm just kidding, but it's a small country and it gave many great people. Nikola Tesla is from Serbia. That's the guy who invented the light bulb, right? Vlade Divac, former NBA star, is from Serbia too. Novak Djokovic, tennis player, is from Serbia. Famous actress Mila Jovovich is also from Serbia. And not so famous Slobodan Milošević is also from Serbia. I don't know what happened with the other 5. But I mean, it's a small country. I grew up on a pig farm, and my family was poorest for generations. We didn't have pigs. We didn't own them. We just provided the labor. I don't want to call us slaves, but we were close to that. My dad and my mom, they were working really, really hard to provide better life for my sister and I. And I was the one who had the honor, since I was a teenager, to clean the pig pen. That was my job every day. The smell was so strong, I could taste it in my mouth, especially in the summer. And as a teenager, the smell was very important for me. I would put the clothes, gloves, hat, even a towel or a rag across my mouth. But it didn't worth anything. The smell was so strong it will permeate into my skin. No shower or soap helped afterwards. Because of my poor inheritance, I saw myself as not worthy. My self-image was really, really poor. I was always bullied, although I was the biggest guy always around. I saw myself as shy and didn't allow myself to grow to my full potential. They called me krajcar. That meant worthless. Hungarian had a monetary at that time, and 1 krajcar was 100 of the penny. So that was the nickname for 3 generations in my family. My father broke that cycle. Growing up, I had a grandmother that taught me to love God, and that faith kept me going. Because of that, I knew that the God had a special place for me, and He had a mission for me to do, and I think I'm fulfilling that mission right now. In 1996, I went to college in capital of Serbia, and I was afraid. It was terrifying. I didn't know anybody, and nobody knew me. I went to study to become a mechanical engineer, and I was really good at it. I find that other kids were not that good, so I started helping them, and something happened. They started to love me. I had friends. That was new to me. One day, 1999, it was a winter. I was coming back from a college, and I saw a sign, work and travel in United States. Something clicked. I stuck in front of that sign for for hours. Although it was freezing outside, I started imagining, I saw myself coming to United States, driving American car, having an American house, living the American dream. Something snapped, and I realized that I'm back in Serbia. But you know what? In my mind, I started living that dream. I got my first big dream, and nobody could take that away from me. One thing I know, when I shifted my thinking, I started to see myself as worthy of that achievement. And I knew that no matter what happened, I had that dream live and well in my mind. Because when you change a picture of yourself, you can change your world. By changing my picture, I was able to see myself as being over here, as I am right now. That trip cost $4,000. In 1999, average salary in Serbia a month was 1,687 dinar. That was $43. So I needed to work about 100 months, 8 years, to save that kind of money. On top of that, we were in the middle of the war since 92 to 99. It was like 5 wars. And American embassy was closed. So we had to go in another country to get American visa. That was another $500. So 9 years now. But you know what? I committed myself. I set the goal that in 2001, I will go in the United States. And I started working on my goal. And by 2001, I saved $2,000. I started teaching people. I started doing classes because I was so good in what I did in the school. That's how I collected money. By 2001, I had $2,000, and I knew that I was going to make it. You don't have to be great to start, but you got to start in order to be great. Zig said that, and Jill said that somebody else said it, but I know that Zig said that. Brian Tracy said, if you act boldly, unknown forces will come to your aid. By June 2001, I got the rest of the money, and I landed in New York in JFK. I had a big dream, and everybody laughed at me. So they laughed to Wright brothers. They thought further than anyone else thought it's possible. And that didn't stop them. It didn't stop me either. But here was the problem. When I landed, I thought, that's it, I made it. Game over, right? Well, I landed with $120 in my pocket. I didn't speak a lick of English. I didn't know anybody. I saw myself again as that big, shy guy who struggled the whole life. But I realized, if I change again, I can grow. That brings me to a story that I heard from Rabbi Abraham Tversky, How the Lobsters Grow. Lobsters are soft, mushy animals that live inside of the rigid shell. That rigid shell does not expand. So how can the lobster grow then? When lobsters grow, they find themselves uncomfortable. That shell becomes confining, becomes small, tight. They feel under pressure. They go under the rocks to hide from predators, cast off their shell, and grow a new one. Then that other shell becomes confining again, back under the rocks, and a lobster repeat that process numerous times throughout their life. I believe that humans are like lobster. When we feel under stress, feel uncomfortable, we too want to hide under the rocks. But some of us want to stay there forever. Or even worse, we go and see a doctor. And doctor give us prescription, they give us Valium, Percocet. We feel fine, never grow. Doctors help us feel better, but doctors don't help us grow. Why do you think we call a psychiatrist shrink? If a lobster has a doctor, it will never grow. Never cast out their shell. But in case the lobster has a doctor, what would you call him? Anybody?
Shrimp.
There you go, shrimp. Setting goals and achievement is difficult, is uncomfortable. But properly set goals, it's going to get you only halfway there. You got to do the rest of the work. Because if we consistently work on our goals, little by little, Tom was talking about yesterday, what was you said it? Streak. We got to be on a streak, right? I believe that we live our lives in between two lines. And that line that zone in between those two lines is called comfort zone. Outside is uncomfortable. Above is positive, it's growth. Below is negative, is decay. Above, I call it a development zone, and below, it's a danger zone. We want to stay comfortable in our safety of our comfort zone. But we forget that gravity of negativity start pulling us down. And really, really quickly, we enter the danger zone. Then we start feeling uncomfortable, and it's for bad. But that's where I get excited. This is what changed my life. When I see that I'm uncomfortable for bad, if I change my mind and change my thinking, I can change my direction. I can step out of that danger zone, set some goals, do some personal work, step over my comfort zone, and get into the development zone. If I work on myself, my goals, suddenly that comfort zone start to grow and becomes a development zone. Because what was new yesterday is more familiar today. What was uncomfortable yesterday is more comfortable today. And that's how we can grow. By working on ourselves and setting our goals, we can do a lot of stuff. But the one more thing that is necessary is to build winning relationships. Zig said it, you can have everything in life you want if you just help enough other people what they want. So what other people want? Everybody wants to be happy, healthy, reasonably prosperous. Some of you want to be unreasonably prosperous, and that's okay. We want to have friends, great family relationship, and a hope that the future will be even better. So I ask myself always, what it takes. Does it take to do that? In order to do that, do you have to be average, below average, or above average? Well, to start, you can be whatever. But in order to do that, you gotta be above average. So what it takes to be above average. For example, if an average reader reads 20 minutes a day, in order to be above average reader, you gotta read how long? 30 minutes? 1 hour? 2 hours? Anybody? 1 minute. If you read 1 minute more a day, even 1 second, you will be above average. But you got to be consistent. Albert Einstein said that the most powerful force in the universe is compound interest. If we take only 2%, amazing things can happen. Here it is, for example. If we take $1,000 and we increase 2% every day for 365 days, can somebody tell me, what do you guys think that, how much money is that? Throw me a number. 100,000, more or less?
Yeah.
Let it sit. It's a $1.377 million. 2% a day. Okay, you might say, okay, BK, make it real, man. This is impossible, right? All right, I'm making it real. In Dallas, we have 24 hours in a day. Each day has 1,440 minutes. I like to sleep 440 minutes. That's 7.5 hours. We are left with 1,000 awakened minutes. So now, I truly, and I don't have a scientific proof on this, but I believe that learning and acquiring knowledge can be used compound interest. Okay? So if we do that and use only 2%, which is 20 minutes a day, and we use every day to learn, read, grow, we can be in 1 year over 1,000 times better than we are. And you might ask, is that possible? Ta-da! I can tell you, reading 20 minutes a day, it will be approximately 30 books a year. For a PhD to get his degree, they need to read between 30 and 50 books during the period of the study. So can you carve out 20 minutes of your day every day to learn, read, and grow? And some people say, yeah, maybe so, I don't know. It's difficult. All right. How many of you have a driving license? Average American drives 12,000 miles on average a year. If we take that as, and I do a lot of math, Tom loves this. 12,000 miles, 50 miles an hour on average, that's 240 hours. That's 40 minutes a day on average in a vehicle. Use half of that time to listen something that is going to help you grow. And you don't have to do anything new. You don't have to do anything different. You just need to change the way you're doing things. So how do lobster grow? In order for lobster to be 1 pound, it takes him 5 years. It changed his shell over 20 times. Okay? That's what it took me to get somebody else notice that I'm doing the change. I saw it right away, but a lot of people didn't. That's what it takes to change. If we, in times of stress, if we look as a stress as a indicator for us that we can change, and we use adversity, we can grow through adversity. In 2006, I landed back in the United States again, and this time was for good. Through my determination, we got the visa. By grace of God, we got a green card, and we got it in a lottery. By working hard, I got a great job and a great position in the company. But by grace of God, I got a company. By saving money, we got our first house. By grace of God, I got another 8. By planning, trying, practicing, we got 2 kids. By grace of God, we got the 3rd one. I can't wait. I can't wait to see where me and you all will be and where God's grace will take us. My name is BK, and I'm grateful to God, my family, Ziegler family, and this country for the opportunity they gave me to live my dream. Thank you, and God bless you.